digitalmedia.com. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to another 8 is Enough, Strapper 9. And our buddy Stuart. Are you going by Stu officially now? Because I noticed on the show it was Stu and Allie. Anyways, this is my buddy Stuart. He's from Canada, he's here. He was on our show last week, so if you missed it, you can find us on YouTube. You can find it on not Instagram. What am I talking about?
Facebook.
YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can find us.
And his wife.
His wife, his better half. She was really cool.
Yeah. And I actually went on her website and
which one?
Her Epicure, because the pampered shelf I can't. And so I've got a few things I want to buy. So I think
that's why she shared that one on the show, is because that one works in the United States and Canada. And for those of you who missed it, what the Epicure was, it's not skincare products like I was thinking. What the hell do I know? It is food items. So there was recipes and ingredients. You can buy the ingredients,
seasonings, and different. Lots of good stuff, actually. I actually was looking at it for one of my team members because her son's gluten
to go with all your
intolerant. Stop.
We'll get into that in a minute.
And I was looking for something to send her, and I thought, oh, maybe they have something great gluten-free already made that I could send.
Hi, Marcos. Where are you from, buddy? So anyways, we have a funny story, not the story of the day necessarily to share it.
Are we gonna share that? Yeah.
Oh, we're sharing that. Shoot. Tease me with cookies and
I didn't tease you with the cookies. You said cookies. I said no. Anyways, we're gonna get in a fight here. So.
No, we're not gonna get in a fight. I'm gonna show you proof. I'm gonna show you this is my wife right here. What is it like to live with the Bowmans? Well, this is what it's like. We're having lunch. I hate this view. I got to change it. All right. So we're having lunch. We're eating healthy, tuna fish and fruit. I mean, it is what it is. Nothing terribly exciting, but it's what we got. Fridays are must-go nights in our house. So eating tuna and fruit. And I say, we were talking about, I don't even know how it came up, but
something
I'm like,
about
chocolate
chip and raisins.
I could really go for a good cookie.
Oh, I think I said something about having raisins or something.
I don't know. Whatever. But the fact is, cookies were on the table.
On your mind.
And my wife, and she said, and I have, wait a minute. She said, I have the ingredients to make them.
I do.
I have everything I need.
I didn't make as many at Christmas because I was too sick.
I have everything I need to make them. And I'm like, fat man, like, eat cookie. And she said, no, you can't have no cookies because why?
Because I'm trying to cut out my sugar.
She's on a diet. So
I'm trying to lose a little weight.
All right. Now, she says in our Instagram post 15 minutes later, BS. It was not 15 minutes. It was 5 max.
I was originally going to say a half hour.
5 minutes max. I mean, when you get old, time goes much slower. Anyways, here we go. So the me is her. Here, you read your line and I'll read my line.
I can't make you your favorite chocolate chip cookies because I'm trying to cut out sugar and lose weight.
Yeah. And then 5 minutes later, lo and behold, there's a knock at the door and the doorbell. So the doorbell goes off and the knock. I don't know why they do that. Anyways, and I say, I'm my hubby here, it's her post. Anyways, you can't make cookies, but you ordered 30 pounds of chocolate.
And all disclosure, that is not 30 pounds. That box was
15 pounds.
15 pounds. But
it's mostly dry ice.
It was mostly ice packs.
Anyways, there you go. So for those of you who can't see it, here, let's just make that bigger.
He's like, what is that?
I wish I could make this bigger.
Cocoa Express.
I'm reading my son. In full disclosure, we didn't get up to answer the door. Our son did. So he's walking in with something that says the Cocoa Exchange. And I'm like, what? What is that? Pray tell. Because, usually that means something really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, and I ordered a bunch of this. It was a while ago. Okay.
The timing, you can't make this stuff up.
Because this company was going out of business. So I thought, it's on sale. I'm going to buy a bunch of this stuff. And I actually sent a message not too long ago saying, when can I expect to see this package? Because I was starting to get worried that I paid for something I was never going to get. So
see, Adam knows. Adam knows. And what did we do? We broke open the bags and we started eating them right there. Diet be damned. Cashews. I
didn't eat that much.
They were like candy cashews. What are little round things?
There's raspberry rounds. No. The hazelnut.
Yeah.
Hazelnut coffee, chocolate.
And they were better when you ate one cashew and one hazelnut thing together. If you want to know how to get fat, just ask me. I'll teach
And
you.
if you're interested, you may be able to go on Cocoa Exchange or Express or whatever it's called and
Whatever.
see if they still have products
wasn't-
on sale.
It wasn't that good.
It wasn't that good.
Yeah. All right.
Now we know why it's out of business, but
Yeah, this guy. Okay, so Joe Stepke, it's kind of cool. I run Bowman Digital Media. A lot of you know I lost my job while I was furloughed in May, and then I was laid off in June. So I spun up Bowman Digital Media, which is how I make my living now. Joe Stepke is Joe the Finance Guy. He was my very first customer. I created his website, joethefinanceguy.com, and then I've since made about 10 others. But anyways, he introduced me to Rod today and said, hey, Rod's thinking about getting a website built. So Rod and I are going to get together next week and talk about that. So thank you, Rod. Nice to meet you for considering me. And thanks, of course, to Batman.
And somebody says to make chocolate chip scones. And I'm just saying, if I did that, you would look at me and say, where's my cookies?
True story.
Yeah.
That's Chella, by the way. Chella is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And Chella is here in Southern California.
Oh.
So she's somebody that you will actually meet when COVID is over.
When we're allowed to.
In full disclosure, right now, the Bowmans are self-quarantining because we want to go see her parents. Their parents are in their late 70s, pushing 80s. And we want to go see them. We want to make sure we don't give them the gift that kills them. Because how would that make you feel for the rest of your life? You're the one who killed your parents. So we're not going to
we killed grandma. Yeah.
We're not going to do that. We could run over grandma with a reindeer, but we're not going to give her COVID. So anyways, we are in quarantine right now, which is sad for me, only because I had somebody who's like, hey, we need a photographer this weekend and we want to hire you. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. but
the kids will protest if we don't, because we were supposed to go after Christmas. But
yeah,
I was getting over COVID. Then
we're doing it. We're going up there. Well, normally I would advertise that. Okay, so we're gonna go up to the Bay Area, and I'm gonna have all my gear with me. I'll take my drone and my camera and all that stuff. If you guys need any shots while I'm up there, let's get together. But I think I'm not gonna be able to do that either because we're quarantining to keep people safe. So why would I go out and do business while I was there?
But you should leave it open because they are getting their second injection. I don't know how long it takes for that second injection to take effect. So.
I'm going to bring all my stuff because I thought, well, we're going to go up there. I'm going to take pictures.
Because we did talk about possibly at some point going out to dinner because they haven't been out since March. So they're ready.
Give me that shot.
They'll have had their second shot the day before we get there.
There's a soundbite of Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, drop the needle in his Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. Anyways, I think that's funny. So cool.
Dieting is overrated.
We got a bunch of people on here. Hello, Dr. Mohammed. If you guys haven't told us where you're from, tell us where you're from. And if you have okay, so this show, I've been on Clubhouse a lot lately, full disclosure, so that we're using this expression, set the room. What is this show about? If it's your first time, welcome. Alicia and I have 8 children. That is where the show sort of gets its title because I have a hashtag called Strive for 9, and I love to use it. And my wife, smarty pants and all, puts her foot down. And okay, so if we're going to do that, let's do this so everybody can see it. This picture comes from her putting her foot down. 8 is enough, and that's her serious face. She hates it, but look closer, and you'll see Strive for 9 in there. I did put it in there. So it's just our banter. We like to tease each other. We have this show for a few different reasons. Most people don't have 8 kids. They always find that fascinating for whatever reason. So we like to talk about that. We have one anecdotal story a week that we share. This is Friday nights. It's a recurring show. So we do that. Last week we had the Stu and Allie Gerber on, and they were our guests because we also talk about business to business networking and sales, business to consumer networking and sales. And my wife is actually better at that than me. She has much more experience. So that's her expertise. And if you need to know how to build your business on Facebook, my wife does it much better than I do.
You can reach out to me on Facebook, and once I'm out of Facebook jail, I'll accept it.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because we're live on Facebook. Anyways, so there's that. And then we talk about MLM. My wife, multi-level marketing has got a bad rap because people think that it's synonymous with the pyramid scheme, which it isn't. They're very different things. The pyramid scheme's illegal, multi-level marketing, very famous, or not famous, that's not the right word, very common style to run a business in a distribution chain. Avon, Tupperware, Pampered Chef, Scentsy, all these companies that you know and you love the brands use that style. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's
Nope.
not only the people who started the company get rich and everybody else is not making any money. We know that for a fact because my wife's been doing it for 5+ years. In full disclosure, I didn't want her to do it. We talk about that too, but she's been doing it. She's now ascended to a director level. We get paid to go. Well, we don't get paid to go on trips. They pay for us to go on trips. They're not. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They cover the cost. How about that?
I earn incentives.
She earns incentives. Let's say it that way.
For free trips.
And everybody, you know, we're not saying if you do it, you join and you're going to make
income disclosure. Find it on.
Yeah. So we're not trying to say this is a get rich quick thing at all. So, but anyways, we talk about it. We talk about multi-level. We talk about, you know, there's really two aspects of multi-level, and you have to do both to be successful. You have to what my wife calls sponsor, which I call team building, or really I call it recruiting.
Team building's good too.
Team building is really a good. It's a good way to think of it. But you have to do that. So you have to reach out to people and say, hey, if you're interested in this opportunity, think about joining my team. So there's that half, and then
help them.
And you've got to mentor them and coach them and support them and all that stuff, show them the ropes. But then the other part of it, of course, is the sales part, which is the part that I naturally like better.
And truthfully, most of us like that.
Most people like the selling part better. So if you find one of these multi-level marketing, you know, companies that it's something that you're passionate about, like Allie, she liked Pampered Chef. She'd have been a part of Pampered Chef, I think, she said for a long time. And then the newer one for her was the Epicare. And it was kind of like she joined it because they went hand in glove, right? So she could do both and they complement each other. Yeah. So we talk about that. And then we, like I said, we usually have one embarrassing story about me most of the time that we share. But tonight.
No, we got to tell how we met. That's what we keep saying.
Oh, you think that's embarrassing for me? Oh, okay. I think that one.
Was it embarrassing for me? I'm proud of it. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I thought you were going to say about the other story that we thought we would talk about, the mile.
Oh, that one is definitely embarrassing for you, but that'll be next week. We'll do that one next week. So there's a really, really funny story. My wife was on the track team.
Shut up.
In high school.
Just stop.
But we're going to tell the story about her in junior high, which is...
No, it wasn't even junior high. It was elementary.
Oh, was it elementary?
My family still laughs about this story, so it's pretty good.
So we'll get there. So hello, everybody. Lisa, hello. And we've said hi to Adam. What is it?
That's the wine company, right? That's the...
So I don't know about that one. But there's also the one that was like the grape juice that was supposed to like make
that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Remember that one?
Color Street, that's another.
Everybody liked that.
We have a cousin. I have a cousin that does.
What was that grape stuff called? Do you remember?
Mona V.
It
just popped in my head.
There it is, because I was like, I know it starts with an M. Anyways, that's back when we lived in the condo at Morgan Hill. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, we never sold it. But
here's my buddy Bob. Bob is part of WS Rocks with me, which is a group run by Sam Gumta, and it's on Friday nights. We were meeting earlier. But Sam is kind of switching gears. So he has a huge ERP background, and now he's looking.
Okay, say what ERP is.
I would, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was trying to help the rest.
ERP. I'm gonna tell you what I know about ERP, but there's a term for it. But ERP is a software that helps manufacturing companies manage the entire organization. So it's kind of like CRM, but it's more than that. Right. Okay. So it's for procurement, for sales, for production, for all of it, customer service. It kind of helps everybody be on the same page. That's what ERP is. What's it stand for? I don't know the acronym.
Bob can tell us.
Bob will tell us. But anyways, the reason why I have Bob's name up there still is because Bob is kind of, like I said, he's switching gears and he's looking to meet people in SaaS, software as a service. And so I said, you should meet Alex and Derica. So I sent him a couple invitations, but if you're in the SaaS space, there you go, enterprise resource planning. See, it all makes sense what I said when you have the acronym ERP. All right, there you go. So Bob, you get a gold star and have another drink. He was drinking because he's on the East Coast.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and they had to go pick up his son.
It's Friday night.
It's Friday. It was 5 o'clock somewhere when he was doing
it. That's
right. But if you know anybody who runs a SaaS or is like, C-suite or director level in a SaaS company, and you want to, introduce Bob. Bob is a great guy. Take it from me. I like Bob.
Be like Bob.
Be like Bob. I like Bob. Bob's my buddy. So there you
I
go.
love those Bob.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome. I think this is your first time here, so welcome. Where are you coming to us from? And Sabrina, I had the opportunity to talk to my buddy, Sabrina. If y'all don't remember, Sabrina was an intern for me very briefly on Project Help You Grow. If you're not familiar with Project Help You Grow, I'll pull it up. Project Help You Grow is a philanthropy. I created this thing 3 years ago now. So we pay, I say we, because, it's all the same money. So my wife and I pay for this out of our own pocket. We don't charge anything. So the project, what it does is it helps connect job seekers to employers and recruiters. Everything is 100% free. Look, there is no advertisements on here. There are no, you got to click here to join. Like if you want to read a blog, like for example, one of the biggest problems right now in the job space for people like Kevin Love, I gave him a highlight today on my post. The reason why is because he's got 30 years of experience. He can't get a job because of his age, right? He's running into ageism. It's a major problem. So I've written blogs on all kinds of things like this. I created a video too. Ignore that if you want. But anyways, here's a resource for people to come and learn what to do, strategy on how to get around the age issue. What I mean by age is you're close to retirement and getting really discriminated against. And that's,
I was going to ask, so what age does ageism start? Like
in the
are we
40s.
getting close?
It's in the 40s. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the deal. And I learned this from Kirsty Bonner. It was a strategy that I learned from Kirsty Bonner is like, pretty much you want to strip out anything that's 10 to 15 years or older. So like Bob, if he was applying for a job, he's not going to put in, stuff that's from the 90s and 2000s. He's going to keep 2010 and newer. I say 15 years because of education. So for work history, we teach people to do 10 years or less of work history, and anything else, you strip the dates out. I teach in the article. So that's just one example, but there's all kinds. Now, also, look here, you can search for candidates. Let's say you're a recruiter and you want to find an employee. I was talking to somebody about ERP in that meeting, WBS Rock. So I said, hey, let's do this. Let's search for ERP. Now, there's over 10,000 people on here, okay? But when we put ERP in, what happens is, it'll happen in a second, 362 members. Now, we can add more filters. We can say, hey, you know what? I need them to be a job seeker because there might be some recruiters with ERP in there. I need them to be from the United Kingdom because, I've got the job there. Now, let's say I need them to speak, well, I'm going to put English, but it could be any language, okay? So I'm going to build those filters and search again. Now, that 362 just dropped to 9. So now as a recruiter or an employer who's hiring for ERP in the United Kingdom, I don't have to go through all 362 and waste my time. I can just go through the 9 that actually fit that. You see how that works? Again, I didn't have to log in. I don't have to, like if I click on somebody, I'm just going to click on this one right here. You click on it and you can see what they've got. You can get their CV and you can learn about them. And if you want to interview them, you interview them. You don't have to pay anything. It's 100% free. This is the only resource I know of. And by the way, if you want to check them out on LinkedIn, you can click them on LinkedIn right there too. All their social media they can link to. If they have their own website, they can put it to that. But this is all free. Again, look, there are no ads anywhere. You didn't have to log in. If you want to hire them, it's 100% free. So that's what makes this unique. It is a philanthropy, or think of it as a community service website. Again, it's this, and it works everywhere around the world. So if you're in Africa or the UAE, or you're in Asia or anywhere, as long as you can get access to the internet, you can use this. And employers will come and load their jobs, which is really cool. So they can load their jobs, and then again, it's free, but people can find it. And then I also link to ZipRecruiter. So if it's on ZipRecruiter, it's here. Now people say, okay, Ira, well, why would I use this site over ZipRecruiter? Well, ZipRecruiter is going to make you create an account, and they're going to do third-party emails. So you're going to get a bunch of spam. And if you like spam, then use ZipRecruiter. And if you don't, you can use my site and get all the same benefits of ZipRecruiter without the spam. So for me, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
I think we have some new comments there.
Anyways, all that by way of saying hello to my buddy Sabrina, who I got to talk to today. Video conference, and I've already told everybody in the world, like when I can bring her on as an intern for Bowman Digital Media, I'm going to be doing that. We took a step towards that closer today, so that's kind of fun. So anyways,
your mom's on.
My mom is on.
Hey, Nana.
There's trouble. The old Jewish lady from the center of Utah. If you think everybody in Utah is Mormon, there's one person who isn't. It is her. And if you really love her, call her Toots. She will definitely be excited about that. I didn't put my first 2 jobs because of ageism. Yeah, no, that's a smart strategy. So again, anything that's 10 years plus, you take it out. Now, obviously, when you get the interview, they're going to know how old you are, but at least it gives you an opportunity to get the interview, right? So allow them to at least have a chance to fall in love with you, right? The other thing that I've done, it's what I'm doing now with Bowman Digital Media. In full disclosure, I'm working fractionally. So I'm a fractional social media manager for about 25 companies right now. What does that mean? Well, they're paying me $500, $1,000, $2,500 per month to do their social media management, as opposed to one person paying me $100,000 a year. So it's a different way of making a living. So anyways, this is great. Thank you for funding and running it. Hey, it's my pleasure. That is why a lot of people know who I am on social media. I've never been a penny from my efforts with Project Help You Grow, but it did help me build my network. So, I continue to run it and fund it. In fact, I'm embarrassed. We had a problem that I wasn't able to fix. I create websites, as I think I said earlier, as part of what we do with Bowman Digital Media, but I was having trouble figuring out something on the back end, and it was keeping some data from showing up. The site still ran, but you couldn't see everything. And so I paid somebody to help me fix it. And we just got it fixed yesterday. So it's fully functional again, which I am so thankful for. My hair will start growing again now. Anyways. All right. So let's do this. Let's switch gears. Let's go. Every week we talk about one Scentsy product, because most of you aren't familiar with Scentsy. My wife is newer to LinkedIn, so I'm trying to help her, let people know about what she does. And it's a chance for her to talk, because Joe Stepke says, let Alicia speak. So here we go. Joe, are you watching?
I don't think he is.
He isn't watching right now.
But I have a hashtag now that let Joe talk.
I know. I don't like that one. All right. What do we got here? Tell us what this is.
So, and I'm going to look how small this is. So
okay, hang on a second. Hang on. Sorry. I did this.
That's right. This is our mini fan. And you still can't see it.
Yeah, it's kind of bright.
Mini fan diffuser.
Do you ever wonder why it does that? Why am I so bright? You know why? It's not because I'm smart. Y'all know that. But we're sitting in front of 3 monitors, and the one in the middle is 40 inches wide. So it's really bright. But I have, in full disclosure, because I do graphic design, right? So I have an Instagram monitor. I have a traditional YouTube settings monitor, and then I have my big widescreen for design. So she's pulling this thing out of the packaging.
So this,
sorry,
that's the mini fan diffuser.
Let me see
all
it.
right.
So it's small. It's maybe an inch or so around.
And I made this post earlier in this week.
US mini chargeable.
Yeah. Mini fan diffuser. It comes with a USB cord. So this is great. You're sitting at your desk. You can use your mini fan diffuser.
Plug it into your USB power bank if you want.
And so what we use, okay, so this is no spill, no mess, is we use our
this doesn't work. Sorry.
Our wall fan, our scent pod.
Look how big it is. It's huge.
It's huge. But this one is actually, this was a special scent that we had. It was berry blessed. Smells so good. So you just plug this in, and there's a little fan in there, and it starts giving you scent right away. Yeah. And there's not a lot of space that you need for it.
Nothing spills. It can be flipped upside down. No problem.
Yeah. So we have one in our car, in our van as well. So, if you're on the road a lot.
This is like the Scentsy Go without the LED lights.
Yeah. So, our scent pods, we have 3 different systems that you can use these with. And each of these pods, one of these, and they come in a 2-pack. Each one has 120 hours of scent time, and I actually
check this out.
Would say even more.
5 is enough.
That's right. I'm an overachiever according to him, so thank you.
I think, Dr. Matt, we were talking about this, right? We were talking that the difference between 5 and 8 is really not that much. I mean, honestly.
You sit at your desk most of the day.
She's gonna bust my chops here. That's just real. That's real being real right there. I sit here and I hide from the kids, and I'm like, quiet. But follow me here. Remember this? Okay, so in full disclosure, we went from 3 to 5 because we had Chris, and then we had Marley, and then we had RJ, and then we had the twins. So Lily and Lizzie. So we went from 3 to 5. We never had 4. But theoretically, you have 2 arms, and I have 2 arms. So we had 4 arms. When we got to 5, and this is what I was telling Dr. Matthew about. One of them, we had to convince one of them to do something. Like, stop! And they actually would stop. Otherwise, they're going to get run over or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that. So, like, you have to, like, really learn.
But as a mom, and on my own most of the time, I actually, for some reason, found 1 to 2 really hard. But having the twins, that was scary because now you have 2. And, like, what if they run? Remember, I got the little backpacks with the little
well, here we
harnesses?
go. Look, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had the little harnesses on them, but then they would get all like twisted up.
Oh, so
and I was so afraid they were going to run off and I wouldn't be able to get one of them.
So we lived in a condo when the twins were born and we weren't on the first floor. So my wife, God love her, why she stayed with me, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
She's glutton for punishment. Imagine those pumpkin seats. You know the pumpkin seats. So they've got the arm on it, and it's the child seat, and you put it on, and you put them in the house, and then you pull. Yeah. So my wife would be walking with 1 in each arm, and then usually you got the diaper bag and the purse. So you should be the buffest person on the planet. I
was pretty strong for a long time until I got sick. So, but
right.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I thought that was.
2 is harder than 8? No.
That was the hardest switch for me.
Oh, going from just more.
Oh, no. Yeah. And no, now,
we could have extra kids. We wouldn't have to buy more food. We have the vehicle space. We have the house space.
And it's not babies that are hard. I love babies. I can do babies.
You're looking good
all day long.
You're looking good.
Yeah. Thank you, honey. I did my makeup today.
She painted the barn.
But yeah, no, it's the homework.
Oh yeah.
And the school.
I don't do any of that.
And the reading. Oh, learning to read. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad our youngest one is almost past that sounding every.
See, this is the thing. Out. For me, it wasn't hard because I didn't do any of that stuff. I just had to pay for them.
Do you see how I'm like, I just keep smelling?
I'm smelling it too. I'm getting the whiff.
I love good smells. And with my COVID nose, I haven't gotten over.
She posted something the other day about Scentsy, if your office starts to stink. And I'm like, well, I live in here. Okay. The reason why this is here is because behind me, there's a shelf along the wall that's like, 5 feet tall or whatever. And she's got product in there. Now, when you're standing here, it's kind of like a store display. Looks pretty good. But when I'm on camera, yeah, it didn't look so good. So anyways.
Oh yeah, Matthew's wife homeschools. I actually was homeschooling. So just so you know, I was homeschooling for 3 years, and we moved down here. And I said, I'm over this.
Yeah, she had homeschool fatigue. So they're like, let's put him back in school.
Put him back in school.
Okay.
Like within the month.
Oh no.
COVID.
There was like 1.5 weeks.
Well, it sort of went in stages because some of them went sooner. Because all the paperwork, I did all the paperwork. And all the physicals and
times 6 for that one, right? Because
Marlena didn't because she was and so I was doing all this paperwork, get them in like 2 weeks later, or maybe somewhere in a month.
It was ridiculous.
They sent them home. I try not to take it personally.
So we now homeschool for the public school system at our house for the whole year. They're not going back. So this whole year, the last half of last year and this whole year, they'll have been homeschooling through the public school system. If that makes sense.
And it is easier in some ways because you know what? The buck doesn't stop at me. So that whole mom guilt thing, like, if they fail, it's not all my fault.
So Bob, you're not wrong. We did this. We had our Sue mom, which is our second oldest, Marlena. Really, she was incredible. She was like the third parent in a lot of ways. But, well, in a lot of ways, not every way.
She would babysit.
She would help.
Yeah.
But now we're having separation anxiety issues because our 6-year-old is madly in love with our 18-year-old. And our 18-year-old had to move to Florida. You know what I mean? Like there's a college.
She went to college.
Literally, there's a college 2 blocks from our house. Literally.
But she went off to college. And
she didn't want to
for
go there.
some reason, after Christmas, like she just went back a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago today.
Yeah.
And separate, like she's afraid I'm gonna die.
She's sitting next to me.
And
Okay, where my wife is sitting, my daughter is sat here like way too much, honestly.
And she doesn't want me to leave the room, so she's following me around the house. And yeah,
that's why we don't have puppies.
Yeah, but I keep telling
kids.
the older kids that, look, I did my time reading with you.
Yeah.
So now you need to read with them. It doesn't go well.
It doesn't, because they're ungrateful little punks.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So if you want to adopt a kid, we've got 8 to choose from. You could pick, your age. You could pick your gender. You want a set of twins. Everybody thinks it's wonderful. You don't even have to birth them.
Does everyone think having twins is wonderful? I think that was just you.
No, I talked to so many people. They're like, oh, I really want to have twins. I'm like, I don't know if you really do, because I remember how miserable my wife was.
Yeah. But you wanted another set of twins every time I got pregnant after.
It's easy for me. You eat more. I get to eat more. That's just, that's the best part. All the food I like to eat.
All right.
What are we talking about next? So we talked about Scentsy.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. So if you're not familiar with Bowman Digital Media, what do I want to show? What do I want to show? I always want to show one thing. Okay, so you know what? Actually, I'm going to do this. One of the things that I do at Bowman Digital Media, are you guys familiar with this company that I run? Let's see. So I run Bowman Digital Media. What do? I help people build their digital audience, right? Website traffic, social media traffic, all that stuff. That's what I do for a living. Now, I create graphics, I shoot videos, I do photos, I make websites, I do all kinds of stuff to help. But through it all, the biggest thing is I'm helping people build their digital audiences. So today, 30 days of managing my last social media client who signed up to have me do this, right? So I have these packages where if you're running a business and you're not very good at social media, or you don't have time to do the social media, one of the things that I offer people is the service where I will run your social media stuff for you. Posting, comments. Now, I'm not doing it for your personal. I'm just doing it for your social media, okay, for your business. So today, I had to do a report. I don't know why this thing is not working right, but
you can just tell them.
Okay, well, I'm going to do it a different way. So sometimes the reporting on LinkedIn isn't always great, but I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to pull this up. So I'm like, one of the things that is neat about what I do is they're month-to-month agreements. So it's not a long-term commitment. If we try it and it doesn't work for you, or you don't get the results that you were hoping to get, you're not stuck in this contract that's like, a year long or whatever. So I'm going to show you guys, because I'm all about social proof, right? So this is the report from, let me just zoom in a little bit. Zooming in on the right thing. There we go. Okay. So check this out. In 30 days, I was able to help him grow his unique visitors by 3,800%. New followers grew by 26,500%. His post impressions grew by 350,000%. And his custom button clicks, which are the most important thing on here, that's when people go from his business page to his website to build that website traffic, grew by 2,900%. We got 30 people to go. Okay. So this is what we do at Bowman Digital Media. We create posts. Now I have to switch views here for a second. So hang on with me. So one of the things that we do, we create the posts, which help build the audience. So I'm going to share my screen again. Hang on a second. So like I created this post for him. Now this post that we created, this was seen by 352 folks, right? And then this one, actually he created this post in full disclosure. This was his post. And then I created this one for him, but this is a video. So he shot a video, and as part of my service, I actually added, I'm just going to show you. I added this intro. I added the music. Oh, and actually, this is one that I created for him. Sorry. So I did this whole video. But anyways, so I create videos for them. I create graphics. And like, if you look up here, I created, I redid his logo for him, and I created the new cover photo. So it tells people what he does, right? Expense reduction, tax incentives, and specialized savings. So this is Bloomrock Partners. So anyways, that's what I am doing for people on Bowman Digital Media. So if you are curious to learn more about what we do, or even how much it costs, I have a menu. This is kind of, again, I'm all about being upfront. So on here, I have the prices for the management packages and also the a la carte services. So if you want to know how much it costs for SEO work, or to write a press release, or to have me do a custom video for you, or drone work, or whatever, it's all in here. So you don't have to guess. And anyways, that's bowmandigitalmedia.com. That's what we do for a living now. So hopefully that's interesting to you. If you guys ever have any questions about what we do or whatever we want, heading out for family movie night, be well, you too. The embarrassing moment, that's coming really soon. In fact, we're pretty much there. I know you got to run, but I'm loving this. Thanks. It's great to see you both. Marshawn is my fellow buddy from the Inland Empire. She was down in San Diego, but she moved to Hawaii. And guess what they do? They sell coffee.
Yeah. She's a Sensi customer.
Really cool coffee. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's Kona Coffee, if I remember right, actually. But anyways, coffee out of a truck. They got their coffee, like, I think it's technically a trailer, but it's all decked out. It's all decked out. Think like taco truck or ice cream truck or whatever like that, but it's a coffee truck. And that's what they're doing in Hawaii. And they put up these beautiful pictures of like flowers and sunsets.
Look at our community.
Marshawn, we are going to come stay with you. Yeah. Now, don't worry. It won't be 10. It'll just be. Well, there it is. So Ono Coffee. I knew it was something like that. All right.
I think Kona Coffee is like just a coffee. So, yeah, that'd be pretty cool if you could use that.
Thanks for the shout. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. So her and I had coffee right before COVID happened. And we had started this group. It still exists, but we haven't really done anything with it because COVID happened. I was still employed by ARC. We had 5 locations in the Inland Empire. And what we were going to do, we were going to call this Inland Empire Networking. Really, really creative name. I know. But we were going to rotate through each of the things. Every meeting was going to be a different spot. We have the guest room waiting. Oh, we say no more. Say no.
You know what? We have.
I do dishes.
We have and we have flight credits.
We do have flight credits.
On our Cabo trip that got
we were
canceled.
Supposed to go to Cabo in
January. For a Sensi leadership. And
it got canceled. So we do have to use those. So here we
you
go.
may regret telling us that.
This is wonderful. Anyways, so I see these pictures from her, and I definitely want to go back. I love Hawaii. I've only been there one time, and it was rainy the whole time, but I still loved it. We saw the sun the last day as we had to go. It's like, dang it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, back to the story. So we were going to do this networking thing, and the cool part about it was like 2 parts. It was in person, so you're meeting local professionals, kind of like a LinkedIn local idea, but also an online part. So the group and post your stuff and support each other, and so it was kind of a tag team thing there. Anyways, Marshawn and I were going to run it together, but then they decided to go from San Diego and move to Paradise. I mean, most people think San Diego is paradise. I think it's pretty awesome, but they said, "Hold my beer, watch us one up." So anyways, It's cool. Anyways, all that about Marshawn. Yeah. If you're not connected with Marshawn on LinkedIn, on Facebook, get connected to her. She, again, I hang out with a lot of nice people because I'm salty. So Marshawn is super.
You'd have to be nice to put up with you.
Pretty much. Anyways. Okay. With that being said, Smarty, it's time. Are you ready? Drum roll. We need some sound effects.
Yeah.
I could get that. All right. Tell the story.
just like that. I'm supposed to. I mean, where do I start?
Good night, Teresa.
Right, so this is the story of
how we met. How did
Okay, so first
20
of all,
plus years of marriage, 8 kids, and a whole lot of Cincy. How did that come together?
All right. Well,
She
it's
said,
not.
She said, "Hold my beer." 100%.
It's not like your best man that made a toast and said that he was playing pool.
Oh no, that's exactly how it happened. Hey lady, you're blocking my shot.
Hey lady, you're blocking my shot. So most of my family thinks that's how we met. Now we were at a bar.
More people could tell us that story that way.
Yeah.
So it must be true.
So,
but here's how.
So we were at a bar, and actually I was there by myself. Just to tell you, I was there. I was supposed to meet with some friends, and I got.
No, you weren't supposed to meet there. You were going to meet with people.
I was supposed to meet somebody somewhere else, and we're supposed to go out for drinks. And they decided to go out before I got off work because I was a hairdresser. I worked late, and so I was driving home, and I saw this little bar. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go have a glass of wine there. And it's funny because I actually drove by it, and like, no, I won't. It looked like a little bit of a dive.
Oh, it was
like, I'll go somewhere else. I know.
It was definitely.
And you know what? I was like, no, I'm just going to go there. I'm going to have a glass of wine, and then I'm going to go home. Well, so I go there, and I guess they didn't see a lot of females there. I don't know.
We did, but they weren't always, you know.
So I sit down, and now I've got drinks being bought for me. And so my one drink turned into a couple, we'll say. And
yeah, we'll say.
And I'm talking with this one guy. He's an older guy, but he's nice. And so I thought. And so he's talking to me. All of a sudden, this guy that actually I thought was in the military because he had his hair cut really short, not that short.
A little bit longer.
And excuse me. And so he comes up and starts talking with the guy that was sitting next to me. And I could tell he was coming to talk to me. Yeah, no, it wasn't, hey lady, you're blocking my shot. And so I could tell he was coming over to talk to me. Like, you know, the eyes, whatever. And so he says something.
I was looking at it.
You said something about the game being a gentleman's sport.
No, that's 100% what I said. Because Johnny, his name was Johnny. Johnny lost. And I said to Johnny, because I knew Johnny loosely, right? Like I used to beat him at pool. Anyways, so I went up there basically with an excuse to talk to her. But that was my intro.
But I never knew that.
It was the takeaway, right?
Yeah.
Coming up to you, but I'm not going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah. And so he said it was a gentleman's sport. And knowing why he was really there, I said, well, that's a little chauvinistic, isn't it? Okay, now all of you that he talks and talks, right? There's like Joe says, Joe says, let Alicia talk. I say, let Joe talk. He was tongue-tied.
I didn't know what to say. I have a fat tongue too, so.
And so
we call my tongue. Hang on a second. We're gonna call timeout.
Yeah.
We call my tongue in our family my third lip.
Yeah, he has no.
I can't stick it. Well, I have a tongue. It just won't come out very far.
Yeah, you may actually have had it tongue tied where you probably should have had surgery. I don't know. It's weird.
Whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, he was like, and I don't remember, what did I say after that? I was like, I was just teasing or something. Like, I'm just teasing.
Something. She let me off the hook, but I'm like, okay, I have 2 moms that I claim. All right, I have my mother. She was watching the show. I don't know if she's still on or not. Right, Robin Baxter. And this is the true story, Nana. That's my mother. Don't listen. Just kidding. Anyways, my mother, and then I have my stepmom Elaine, which I call mom. And she calls herself mom too, right? So anyways, depends on what you call it. Anyhow, not the point. The point is she was very much like anti-chauvinist stuff. She's a California girl. You know what I'm saying?
No more women's lib.
Oh, definitely women's lib. And anyways, she raised me not to be chauvinist. So I thought, I don't know. My dad's the biggest chauvinist I know. So whatever. Anyhow, I think I was getting lessons as a kid to help teach my dad stuff. Probably. But anyway, so when she said that, I was like, there's no coming back from that.
No, you blew it.
Could have called me pretty much anything but that. I don't know how I was going to get out of that one. But anyways, whatever. It worked. She dated me because I was good for a couple laughs.
Yeah. I wasn't interested. I wasn't looking for anything.
I wasn't tall. I wasn't wealthy. I wasn't
Happy.
of good stock. Whatever. But I'm a hell of a salesman.
Yeah, that's true. Within a year, we were married. But
Boom.
yeah, but so that conversation, I don't even know how we then found out he had fraternity brothers I went to high school with and different things. And
Yeah, so I mean, the connection, we had a natural connection because I was at San Jose State and I had fraternity brothers that went to high school with her. So we had, things to talk about. And then we ended up spending pretty much the whole night together that first night anyways.
Not that
Not
way.
that way.
We went to the beach and
we were talking because we had a lot to talk about.
Oh, can I tell the rest of the story?
And she thought I was really cute.
Can I tell the rest of the story?
What, about you stealing my shirt?
No,
Oh.
no, about how then.
Oh no, let's leave that out.
Oh
No, seriously, let's leave that out. We don't need to talk about that. Okay. There's a little bit TMI in some of this stuff, but it was a rougher bar as it turned out.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Johnny liked me.
Johnny wanted to fight to the death, apparently. So let's just leave it alone. All right, so that's our funny story of the week. Now, next week, we're going to tell the story. I'm just going to call it the track story.
I've called the mile.
The mile.
Presidential fitness test.
Remember those?
That's what it was.
Do you remember those? Oh my goodness, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I'm traumatized.
Arnold Schwarzenegger days. See, we were at the opposite. You remember the pull-ups?
Yeah, I remember not being able to do them.
You remember that? Yeah. So I was the other guy. I was the other end. So my wife and I are on opposite ends of the spectrum. Let's just say that, right? Physically. So I was the guy that I won the awards for doing. I want to say I did 27 pull-ups. I don't remember if that is the number or not. I mean,
I could do the sit and reach.
I get the numbers mixed up.
You actually passed the sit and reach though?
I don't know. Maybe
because you're not flexible.
I don't remember having any problems. I had strong core back then.
Yeah, sit and reach was the only thing I could do. Like I could do that thing off the chart because I'm like I'm not Gumby anymore, but I used to be.
Let me just tell you that third grade is like flashing through my head right now. Remember that song "Jump"?
Which one? Jump
for my love. Yeah. That song.
Jump in.
It was that kind of. That's what was on the radio back then.
You remember that?
I don't know why.
Yeah, I just have horror memories. Like that's when I wanted to like. Fake sick. Oh, it's presidential fitness testing. Mom, I'm not feeling good because
there was nothing more exciting in my life at that time than field day. I loved field day. I would come home with a buttload of ribbons. I only wanted the blue ones. You know what I'm talking about.
I wanted to go to art class. Did you like art class?
No, we didn't have art class. Art.
You didn't have art?
I'm sure I did. Blocked it out.
That's how I feel about
it's really funny because I do graphics for a living. Like I create graphics for a living, right? I can't draw to save my life. Like literally, if you made me draw something, I can't do it. But you put me on a screen, I can create it.
I should find our marriage encounter book.
That would be really funny. Okay, so we went to this what is it called?
Marriage encounter.
Okay. I blocked that out of my mind too. But anyways, they gave us this workbook. Oh, you should find. We have it somewhere.
We have it somewhere. I never.
All right, we'll try and find it. We won't tell that story because if we do find it, then we can.
Yeah. I don't know that there's really a story, but it's just funny to see.
No, there's stories. I don't know if we could share them all. The one I remember the most is the debate that I had with the priest about.
Yeah, but that's not funny.
That's not funny.
Nobody wants to hear that.
They probably don't.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the picture
the picture is funny. The picture's funny.
Pictures.
You know what else is funny? I'm sure there's a lot of people because did we argue in that?
No, there was another couple that was arguing. And remember, we're like, we wouldn't argue. Oh, honey, I love you.
We were still in the honeymoon phase.
We hadn't dated long enough.
Well,
oh goodness,
we got married 11 months after we met.
It's like 11 and a half, almost a full year.
No, we met November 9th.
What?
Oh, no.
July
9th.
July 9th.
Sorry. Yeah. July 9th. We got married June 23rd.
It's 11 and a half.
I guess you're right. Yeah. When I say it and think about that, like, yeah, that's 2 weeks. Okay. All right. So
once again, I'm right.
She's right. The reason why we didn't get married, we were going to get married a year after, like, that on the anniversary date. That would have been like my ideal thing. But the reason why we didn't is because the priest, we got married in the Catholic Church, and the priest was going on sabbatical for that month of July. So it was like, you can either do it before or after. I'm like,
And
well,
he couldn't wait to marry me.
obviously, we want to get this thing together. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
We've been together for 21 years. We've been married for 20, almost 20. We've almost been married for as long as we've been together.
Yeah. For good or for better or for worse, right?
A lot of both.
Yeah.
A lot of laughs and some anecdotes to tell.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, y'all. Well, we are getting close to time's out. If you have any questions about business to business sales or business to consumer sales advice, or how to grow your Facebook following to get more traction on Facebook, we're happy to take those questions and talk about that. We don't have a lot of questions coming in. I think people are just...
Or customer service, even for me, like ways to connect with your customers, continue outside of Facebook and that.
I think people are just kind of shocked about the story we just told, but while you digest that, if you have anything, we can talk. What was your biggest Scentsy challenge of the week?
My biggest Scentsy challenge. Well, the thing that I'm actually really focusing, and I actually made a post on LinkedIn just, I think, yesterday about it too, was is follow-up.
Yeah.
And so one of the things this year that I'm really focusing on is trying to get my follow-up done every day.
And what do you mean by follow-up? Just for the people that are in sales?
Contacting past customers. I actually have timeframes that if somebody just ordered, it's been a little while, and maybe it's been a long time. And I have a lot of customers from long time because we've moved a lot, and how I've worked my business has had to change because of that.
Are you still using Maven?
Yeah, it's actually called Amy now, AMI. And it's something that Scentsy.
How do you go from Maven to Amy?
I don't know. And so that actually links with my Scentsy. And so they prompt it, and I can make templates, and I can change, I see something like, I'm going to change this up for this person or whatever. But it's a mindset.
But it helps you with text and emails, right? So in that program,
I can text it. Well, from it all, it connects with all the contact information I have. So if I decide I want to mail something.
So her Scentsy has a CRM for all of you who aren't familiar, right? So if you have Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever you have, this program is.
Yeah. I used to have a binder. So there's different ways. And still some people go that way. They'd rather have that hands-on. I like this because I can do it if I'm at a doctor's appointment, whatever. When I have a few minutes, I can sit there and do it. But there's something about it that I dread. I don't
follow-up?
The follow-up. I hate it. And I've told my team so many times.
Is it because you feel like you're bugging them?
It's that. It's afraid of rejection.
Fear of rejection. Yeah.
And
that's common in every salesperson is going to face that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And so it's one of the things I've told my team. First of all, when I first started, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I wasn't doing follow-up really. And when I would do it, it was so sporadic. It wasn't systematic. And so a lot of those people I met at events and stuff, it was a one-time deal.
Okay. Sales 101 for all of you. This will edify for all of you. Most sales happen on the 7th touch. Yeah. So if you just meet them and you never do any follow-up, you're missing out on the majority of your sales. If you follow up once or twice and you give up, you're missing out on the majority of your sales. The reason why most people like me are successful in sales is because I don't know when to quit.
Yeah.
I'll just keep on coming at you. And Strive for 9 becomes a real hashtag.
Yeah. And so with that though, I struggle with that.
You just let that go?
Yeah. I'm just whatever. I've even letting people know about specials and those types of things, sending that extra email, sending that extra text. Oh, I'm bothering them. They don't want to hear from me. This negative self-talk. And I've been on the other side where then customers don't know that they just missed something or that something was coming
out.
Well,
and you've heard it from people. I wish you would have told me.
Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, I wish I knew. If it comes back, let me know. Or even as much as I try to get information out about a catalog change, we're about to, if you like these scents, you need to get them. It never fails within a week or so. Hey, I want this. It just discontinued. So
here's a tip, and you might not know this yet, so this might help you. Okay, in CRMs, almost every single one of them will allow you a note section to put notes about your customers. So, for example, I know right off the top of my head that Joe Stepke's wife, her name is Jen. I just know these things. She loves Disney villain characters. So anytime there's anything Disney villain, I want to make sure that we're telling them about it. So
yeah. And we have search options like that on ours.
Right. So if you put in your CRMs, anything like that, like for example, if you want to know about me, I love the Raiders. I pretty much, if you want my money, just make anything with the Raiders on it, right? I'll buy it. So there's that. I'm going to get all this spam about Raider stuff, but that's fine. I'll buy it anyways. But make sure you use that, right? Like, if you find out their sports stuff or they have special interests, or also the things that irritate them, right? Like, don't ever text me or don't call me. I don't want you to call me. Just text me or send me an email. You know what I mean? Whatever the preference is. And then whenever you're going to do any type of follow-up and stuff, you can search by category, and that will help you. Because how many people are in your database, do you think, after 5.5 years?
Over 1,000.
Right. And it's impossible to remember them. Right. So you start to think, well, I'm going to always remember this. I'm always going to remember that. No, you're not. No, you're not. And that's the thing. Use those tags, that note section, and then use the filter in the program. So every one of them have it.
Yeah. Within our database, we can run reports and say, if I want to say, okay, we have a bring back my bar when old scents come back, who bought this scent in the past? And I can pull that up. And I now have to do it. Yeah. And I have to be on top of it. And I have let kids and everything else come before my follow-up. Your dinner.
Texas.
Yeah, I started in Texas.
So South Central Texas, then
to Manteca.
Yeah, so Central Valley, Bay Area, whatever. Yeah. And then now Southern California. We've moved with her Scentsy business.
And so how I've worked changed, because in Texas, I was very much
events.
Well, in Manteca, I did a lot of events too, but I was face-to-face. I did a lot of deliveries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and
deliveries
so
all the time.
I built rapport doing all these deliveries, and I got to know people, and I was handling their orders. Now, it's 95% online. Like, I don't.
Well, especially with COVID anyways.
Yeah, we moved, and then COVID hit. I haven't met that many people here. So most of my customers are elsewhere. And even here, the ones I've gained, I don't have that where it clicks with me, that I remember, okay, yeah, I know a lot of people in Texas. I still know a lot of the scents that they love or hate, but it's different when there's that online relationship.
But also what's changed, the paradigm has changed. Remember when you started with Scentsy, most people weren't comfortable ordering that stuff online. You know what I mean?
It's a regional thing too.
Yeah, they wanted to see it, they wanted to touch it, they wanted to smell it, and then buy it. But now, because of COVID-19, most people are buying most things online. Yeah. So that's a paradigm shift, because, the comfort level changed.
It was regional as well, because in Texas, people wanted delivery. They wanted that hands-on. California, it wasn't as big of a deal. They're like, oh yeah, just ship it to me.
Well, we have a different philosophy when it comes to relationships in California. Here, we're definitely more standoffish and live in our own cocoons, where in Texas it's more community based, and people are touchy-feely, and you're going to know your neighbors, you're going to say hi to them every time you see them. Yeah. In California, we do everything we can not to make eye contact with you.
Yeah. And I mean, people still want to smell scents. I mean, that's one of the hardest things about doing online with scents, is we're like, well, what does it really smell like?
Yeah. But you've come up with some really creative ways to get the scents out there.
I've been trying to work that. And
sniff mail. Is that what you call it? Scent mail?
Smell mail.
I'll get it one day. I technically am a partner in her Scentsy business, and she's technically a partner in Bowman Digital Media, but I promise you, she's not designing any of your files, and I am not selling any of your scents. I don't know.
He doesn't even know what the new scents are.
I have no idea. Which do you like? What do you mean? As far as where to live, you're talking about California or Texas? And honestly, we like both. We are weird people, because there's things that we love about California. Number one, It's not probably anything you would guess. It's not the beach, although we love it. It's not surfing or Hollywood or
even the weather.
Yeah, the weather. You know what we love the most? This isn't going to surprise any of you if you know me, but we love the food. Going out to eat in California, you can't. I mean, other than Vegas, I would take Vegas over any other place. But we love the California food. When we went to Texas, we were disappointed. So I was talking. Oh no, it was my other friend. One of my friends. So Jason runs. He's the director of operations for a company called Buc-ee's, but it's not the one that you're thinking of. Oh, okay. It's the other one with the Y apostrophe S, which they have them in Houston. So I actually shopped. I did both. But one of my other friends was talking today about Texas. What's the most Texas thing you know of? And he said it's Buc-ee's. And so we were kind of reminiscing. Whataburger too. I said Rudy's, but anyways.
H-E-B.
H-E-B. Yeah. H-E-B is the best one. Anyways, I digress. But we really loved a lot. We had a great church. That was our favorite home. I mean, just so many things were great about.
I like that we had thunderstorms and different weather.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
So when I lost my job in Texas, well, I didn't lose it, but I decided to leave it. Let's just put it that way. When I decided to leave it, I had a non-compete. It was binding. And so I couldn't stay in that line of work anywhere basically in the state because we had locations everywhere. So it was like one of those things that we had to move. So that's why we left Texas. But we didn't leave Texas because we didn't like it. It just, the job situation changed.
Yeah, the biggest complaint we had there was the food. Especially, we lived in a town called New Braunfels.
Mexican food.
And it wasn't a big city, but it didn't have much of anything.
70,000 people is not small.
No, but like, I like a lot of ethnic foods.
But Green had steakhouses and barbecue. You could get barbecue anywhere.
You could get steak and barbecue and Tex-Mex.
You could get that anywhere in Texas, honestly.
But then when you're talking about Mexican that we were used to.
So they have ethnic restaurants in those places, but they're all cooked by the same people who don't know how to make any of it.
Yeah, it was all Tex-Mex. Yeah, so it had a different feel to it.
No, but remember we would get any type of Asian food, whether it was.
We didn't get Asian food much because there wasn't much.
Well, and it wasn't good.
Yeah. That's
what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
Indian food, all those things.
The Indian food wasn't horrible.
It wasn't
horrible. But
for Indian, we had to go into San Antonio.
Yeah.
Asian, there was a couple choices in our area, but they weren't great. So
they really weren't great.
And I mean, and when we say Asian, I mean, there was like one Thai place and a couple Chinese places. And
well, what's funny is, so you would ask people like, okay, where do you go? And I started to tell people, ask them if they if there was a Mexican place. I don't remember the name of it is. Mamacitas. And everybody seemed to love this place. I'm like, ask them if they like Mamacitas, because then you'll know. There's a barometer. You know what I mean? Like, if they say we love it, then we know that.
But it grew on us.
It did. Only because the rest of them were so bad. I understand why people like Mamacitas.
See, and now I need to go to India so I can have really good Indian food.
So I want to go spend a month in India next year. That's my intention. So we'll see if we can make that happen. I know so many people in India.
It'd probably be you alone.
It might have to be.
You'd have to bring me a doggy bag. A big
doggy bag.
Big
a suitcase one. So with Project Help You Grow, because I started Project Help You Grow in 2018, I have met business owners, recruiters, employers, and job seekers. Obviously, a large part of my network, I'm going to say over 5,000 of my 30,000 connections on LinkedIn are from India. Huge influence, and we love Indian food. I love Indian people. I want to go there because Project Help You Grow has an impact every day in India. And I want to do a tour and meet with people and kind of set up more connections and figure out how I can be a better help to them, because I believe in the win-win. So before all the COVID stuff started, my idea of going there started. There was a church we were going to that was going to have a missions retreat. I don't remember if that was Southern Hills or if that was
they were
another one, right? Yeah, and then we ended up not being able to go, so it was just a pastor and his wife that ended up going. But that was like my first thought about going to India, right? And then nothing happened, so it kind of was like a seed that went dormant. And then with Project Help You Grow, it rekindled it. And so, anyways, it's one of my goals for I actually had it on my calendar for 2021, like in my mind. Like that's a goal that I would like to accomplish in 2021. And I've had people reach out to me, say, "Hey, Ira, we'll help sponsor you, right? You come and we'll take care of you when you're in our area." And I'm like, "Cool." So there's some of that. But then with COVID and changing jobs and stuff, I've kind of had to, in my mind, go, it's not realistic for 2021. So my thought is maybe it will be more realistic in 2022. It may not happen until 2023. But the farther back it goes, this is one of the advantages. The further back it goes, the more likely you get to come with me.
Probably.
Yeah, because of Marley.
Well, the kids will be older.
Older.
Be easier to.
Yeah.
to
But we
pop
have our
out.
passport, we'll get to go.
Will it even still be good by then? I don't know. The longer it goes out, I don't know.
That's a great question. I don't know.
We got it a couple years ago for Punta Cana, right? So I don't know. But
I don't even remember when that was now. Is that 5 years ago?
No. So I earned Disney World,
Yeah.
then Punta Cana.
So 4 years ago.
So that was 2017, I think.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, 2017.
There you go.
Almost 4 years ago.
Time flies when you're
Really?
having
Has it been
fun.
that?
It really is. Is that crazy?
Yeah. And then the next year was when we were moving and it was going to be a Caribbean cruise, or not Caribbean, a Mediterranean cruise.
Yeah, we didn't get to go on that.
And then Marco Island.
That was
Florida.
awesome.
And then last year I was supposed to go on a Caribbean cruise, but that got canceled. So.
I want to cruise. I don't care where.
And then I'm supposed to go to Disney World this year, but it might get canceled too.
It's going to get canceled.
But Sensi wants to keep us all safe, so yeah. We're supposed to go Cabo in January.
We didn't get to go to Cabo. We didn't get to go to Alaska. We should have a pity party.
We should.
Nah, we're blessed.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. That was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my newest. I'm using this graphic that we're gonna fly. We'll see y'all next week. Thank you very much for joining us. This graphic is what I'm using for my video outros now. So my goal this week is to create a new show intro for 8 is Enough. We'll see if I get it done.
New picture and stuff.
Maybe. I took some photos of you today.
One that I don't look so.
No, we're gonna leave that one. You're blocking my shot, lady. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. We had a blast, and we hope to see you again next week. Same time, same channel. We start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And we'll be talking about my nightmare childhood memory of the mile.
What are we calling
Residential fitness.
We're calling it the mile.
The mile, whatever.
Yeah. And again, more of your business to business and business to consumer marketing, sales, networking advice, and a Sensi product of the week, whatever
I decide on.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody. BowmanDigitalMedia.com. It's funny, we could have went another hour. We have just as many people watch us now as we did when we started.